friends. This is Barb Gulley of Barb's Tea Service, and we are back in the studio for podcast 29.
Amazing.
Yes, courtesy on TV Studios.
Uh-huh.
And I am here, as always, with co-host, studio engineer, and arm candy, Chris Gulley.
Yay.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, I want to wish you a belated happy hot tea day.
Well, thank you. How kind.
So actually, it was yesterday,
Uh-huh.
but fear not,
Okay.
we can still celebrate
We can.
because this whole month is hot tea month. January is hot tea month.
That's not overdone, is it?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right.
Never. So we're going to talk a little bit more about hot tea month. But we do have a lot to talk about
Okay.
today.
All right.
And as you can probably tell by, I got the Honolulu Blue back on.
Yeah, we're super fans.
Super fans, really excited about this coming week's game.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some things to talk about regarding the Lions, and
Yes.
we're going to talk about the wonderful wide receiver that
Yes.
takes the cake.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow. Okay, you went there.
I did.
All right.
And then we're going to, there's a few things that inspired me to do a Detroit Lions afternoon tea.
Okay.
No more tailgates.
All right.
This is the new thing.
Okay.
And that we'll talk about a kind of an interesting bluish tea because we're going to go to the bar in dry January.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Bar Harbor.
Ah,
Mm.
that was a trick.
That was a trick. And then some updates, kind of sad, on Oakland Mall.
Okay.
And then we will talk about Crown Day. Last week, I went to go see the musical play Six.
Yes.
All about the wives of
The Six Wives.
Henry VIII.
Right.
And I had another Crown tie-in.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Which we'll get to.
Yeah, it's not all
It's an
fun.
amazing story.
It kind of is. Okay.
All right.
But first, tea.
Okay.
Okay, so today we're trying Wild Maine Blueberry.
Okay. It's wild and it's from Maine.
It's exactly. And if you want to show that on the camera 3.
All right. Okay. you're
Okay,
up.
we can see that.
Mhm.
And this is a black tea
Mhm.
with, no surprise, blueberries from Maine.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
But how are you picking up any other flavors?
Well, so it's a black tea. I'd say it's. I think the blueberry gives it some mellowness, maybe some depth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And I think it'd be kind of a nice, kind of by the fire, on a cold day tea.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
I
really
went there.
paint a picture.
I do.
You
I do.
do.
It's what I do.
You paint pictures.
All right.
Okay, so this is from the Bar Harbor Tea Company in
Uh-huh,
Maine,
right.
and this was a gift from Rachel and Sean. They had been to Maine last year,
Right.
and they brought this tea back.
Okay.
And there's also they have a fruit blueberry without the black tea. They also have a green tea in
Okay.
here,
All right.
and they get their tea, the black tea and green teas from traditional sources, China and
Right.
India, etc. But the other ingredients, they do their own blending.
Okay.
So it's not just they get some other tea and they rebrand it. No, this
Okay.
is what their special blends. And
All
I
right.
think that's really cool.
Fantastic.
So you like this?
I do. Yes.
So what else is in there is blackberry leaves and cornflower petals.
Okay. All right.
Lightens it up a little
It does.
bit.
Yes. Yep. Very good.
And another reason I chose this was because for my Detroit Lions afternoon tea,
Yes.
I'm trying to find a nice blue tea.
Okay.
This isn't quite blue. It's off the camera now, right?
No. No. I can take it back.
You can no, you can come back.
okay.
We're fine.
Yep.
So this didn't quite make the mark, so I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But this is if you do want to show camera 3 one more time.
Yep, it's there.
Okay,
Yep. Yep.
we're pointing to that tea. You can see the tea in
Right.
this new tea service
Right.
you gifted me for Christmas.
Translucency. That's
Yes.
what we're all about.
And if you come back,
Okay.
this
There you
is-
go. Okay.
This is the really cool teacups.
Excellent.
And I like this for a number of reasons. Really cool, sleek design.
Mhm.
And also because it's glass and you can see through it.
Yes.
If you have some of the teas are very pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of the deep red hues.
Show them off.
Show them off. And so I was thinking if I had a blue tea for the Detroit Lions afternoon tea,
Yeah.
that's what I'm working at.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So I mentioned that I was inspired to do an afternoon tea at a couple of recent events. One, of course, was when Lions beat the Vikings.
Oh,
Yay.
yay. Okay.
That was a nice
Yep.
evening.
Yeah.
But then we're fans of all the Lions.
Yes.
They're all great. It's a great team.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one wide receiver that takes the cake.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's right.
And we went to a bakery last week.
Right.
The home bakery in Rochester,
Uh-huh.
downtown Rochester, right on Main Street.
Right.
And what they have done is they have constructed
Uh-huh.
a life-size cake
Uh-huh.
of Amon-Ra.
Uh-huh.
He's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah.
but they took it from that one shot
Right.
after. Oh, it was it was after a touchdown.
Right.
That Amon-Ra had
He was
done.
doing a little celebration thing, unusual.
Right. Back in November with
Right.
the Packers.
Right.
And he just did this headstand,
Yeah.
straight up.
Literally on his head.
Right. And I thought, boy, that captures that
Yeah.
youthful
Yeah,
exuberance.
Yes, yeah.
And his fantastic athleticism.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. He's just up like a
Yeah,
pole.
right.
So the hometown bakery wanted to do something to pay tribute
Right.
to the Lions.
Uh-huh.
And I'm no stranger to the home bakery.
Mhm.
Usually go there during Christmas time,
Right.
the holidays. They always have some sort of themed holiday
Right.
window display.
Yeah, that's their thing.
It is their thing, and they construct these scenes out of cake, all
Right.
out of cake.
Yes.
So I've seen one where they had all the characters from Peanuts.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown and
Yeah.
Snoopy.
Mm.
A few years ago, they did Frozen,
Uh-huh.
Elsa and
Yeah.
Anna.
Ah.
And she said, so the head baker, her name is Heather Taco.
Right.
The Free Press did a nice little write-up on her. And she said when they thought about what they wanted to do this year, she said it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was going to be the Lions.
Right.
And they kind of quickly came to this
Right.
popular image
Yep.
of Amon-Ra
Yes.
upside down.
It's eye-catching.
It really is. And so I guess it took her team about a month
Mhm.
to construct.
Right.
And it's not really edible.
No.
They have to. It's made out of cake batter and Rice Krispies.
Right.
But it's so dry because
Right.
they have to mold it.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
Heather says no, you wouldn't really want to eat it. Plus, it's been sitting
Right.
up
In a store window
right.
for a while.
But
Yeah.
they do have some wonderful things to eat inside the bakery.
Yes, they do.
A lot of Lions themes
Uh-huh.
things. They had sugar cookies shaped like footballs,
Right.
blue and white.
Yes.
They had the cupcakes, and we bought half a dozen of the
Yeah.
cupcakes.
With a little football lacing on top.
Right. Little,
I felt so athletic eating it. I don't know.
I did too. We're supporting the team.
There you go.
Okay, so that was what we did last week, and it's really been
Mhm.
super popular
Yes.
at the bakery. When the service clerk who rang us up, I
Yeah.
asked if this was the most popular. She said by far.
Oh yeah.
It's just eye catching.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're getting. I think they're on the news, and I mean, it's
Right.
It's getting out there.
right, and it's so exciting with
Yeah.
this kind of Lions.
We're not used
fever.
to it.
No. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun. Okay, so that's some exciting news about a
Right.
local store.
Yeah.
But we have some kind of sad news
Yep.
about a store that's closing
Yes.
in the area.
Oh yeah.
Oakland Mall announced last week that Macy's will be leaving.
Yes.
And it's not the only Macy's that's closing.
Right.
But it's the only one that I have a real connection to
Uh huh.
because I was there for the grand opening of Oakland Mall.
Oh, you're really dating yourself.
I
aren't
know.
you?
I know. I'd like to say I
Yeah.
was just a little baby, but
Yeah.
actually I was almost 10.
Yeah.
And I have the picture to prove it.
All right. Shall I go to camera 3?
I don't know if you can see it, but
No. Yep. All right. A little more. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Good. A little lower, so you can see your head. There you go. Okay. Kind of put it maybe on the ground. On the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right.
all right. We're working these.
Yeah.
These
Oh yeah.
things out.
Oh. Okay. It's. If you can move it back, I guess we should have tried. Oh, perfect. There you go.
All right.
All right. There you are.
Okay.
There's Barb locked in.
Yes. So this went at the time.
Right.
This is 1968.
Right.
It wasn't Macy's.
Right.
It was Hudson's.
Right. Right.
And then Hudson's morphed into Marshall Field's
Right.
and then became Macy's.
Right.
So I was there for the grand opening.
Yes.
And this brought about not only this kind of new concept for us
Right.
back then, this indoor mall.
Yes.
You know, they're kind of moving away from the downtown.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing it marked, so it's this kind of new shopping concept in Troy.
Mm-hmm.
It also marked my media debut.
Yes.
Okay, so this picture is from the Birmingham Eccentric.
Right. We're back to us now.
Okay, great. So that was our local newspaper, and I'll just give you a little context of that picture. And back in 1968, so they're having this grand opening for Oakland Mall.
Right.
And my friend Liz at the time, her parents were very excited about this,
Yes.
and they were going to go. They wanted to be part of the celebration,
Yep.
so they invited me to come with them.
Right.
So we go,
Uh-huh.
and we take this short trip from Birmingham to Troy,
Right.
go inside,
Yep.
and we are in front of what is now Macy's, but
Right.
then was Hudson's.
Right.
And I don't remember a whole lot.
Yeah.
That was-
It was a minute ago.
it was kind of a while ago.
Yeah.
But the photograph kind of aids a little bit in
Right.
the memory. And we were all kind of congregated. I believe it was there that they had a lot of activities geared for younger people.
Right.
And it's hosted by this big monkey.
Mm-hmm.
And
We don't understand what the connection was, but that's
right.
okay.
So if you're only listening to the podcast, it was somebody dressed up in this costume, but it was a monkey costume with very large head, sort of like what you'd see in the parade.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're in line, and there was also a lot of paparazzi.
Yes.
Local paparazzi.
Yeah.
And this one journalist came up to Liz's parents,
Yeah.
and once they found out we were from Birmingham,
Yes.
well, that
Oh, yeah.
checked that box.
Oh, yeah.
They asked if I would like to be in a picture
Yes.
for their cover story. And I just...
You generally don't have to be asked twice.
Exactly. I saw this opportunity, and I just grabbed onto the reporter and followed her to the monkey.
Yeah.
And I heard Liz's mom... Well, first I heard her saying, "Do you want to do this?" But
Yeah.
Then-
You were there.
I was there. The other thing she said was, "Do you want Liz in the picture?"
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm kind of dazzled.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a good idea. So I turn around, I wave her in, and she's like shaking her head.
No.
And she's hiding behind her mom.
Yeah.
She was not, that wasn't her thing.
No, it wasn't.
So I took one for the team.
There you go.
Undaunted, I went ahead with the plan. And they probably told me how to pose.
Yeah.
They probably told me what to do.
Yeah, no.
All I really remember is that it was over really quick, and I wanted that 15 minutes of fame a little bit longer. But
fleeting again.
Again. So anyway, when the paper came out, that edition, my dad called the Eccentric and asked if they had a picture, and he'd pick up a copy.
Isn't that great?
I know. So that was in my parents' collection forever.
Yeah.
Kind of nice. But as far as the future for Macy's, the owner of Oakland Mall said right now they don't have anything specific, but it's going to be transformative. I'm quoting.
Okay. Yeah.
And we've had some ideas what we might like to see, but I will tell you, for anyone who needs to hear this, I am available for any grand opening picture opportunity.
It's you should. It has to happen.
It has to happen.
Right.
So, okay. And, that got us thinking a little bit about all the things we've seen change, not just the malls that have come and gone.
Oh, yeah.
And the stores.
Right.
But the stadiums.
Stadiums and, right. And, the whole Detroit skyline has really been transformed. I went to high school in downtown Detroit,
right?
And so Cass Tech, and so this is early '70s, and not the it was a little slightly depressing to be down there, but I was 16 years old, didn't know any better, but I do kind of recall that, but it's just turned around amazingly,
hasn't it? I know. So not all these changes are bad.
Yeah.
Because even the stadiums that going from Joe Louis, Palace, Olympia, Tiger Stadium. We were there for the last game.
We were. Yes.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But now with the new stadiums and Ford Field,
Amazing.
We talked about being at Little Caesars for the Pistons game.
Right.
So, yeah, it's really a fun – Detroit's fun.
Yeah, it is. Amazing.
So, yes. And
who knew?
Right. And we have seen that art.
Yeah,
so it's really good.
Right.
Okay. So while we're still in Detroit,
mm-hmm.
I want to talk about seeing the play, the musical Six.
Right.
SIX.
Mm-hmm.
And this was playing at the Fisher Theater.
Right.
And we had kind of a girls' night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was five of the ladies in our family.
Right.
And we went down to see it. And it's a story of the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
Right.
And it's a kind of a mashup between Real Housewives and The Voice.
Yes. Okay.
And they have this sort of weird competition.
Yeah.
They are competing against who had it the worst, who suffered the most.
Wow.
With Henry VIII.
Yeah.
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 So I will say it's probably geared more towards millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Because the queens are based on pop stars.
Yes, yeah.
And the writers, the 2 women writers are just 30 right now.
Right.
But still, I'm a boomer. I was entertained.
Right.
And I wrote a blog about it this week, and I do give my vote for who I would crown the champion.
All right.
Anne of Cleves.
Okay.
Read it to find out why.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Teaser.
That is a teaser.
Right.
Okay. So I mentioned that so it was all about the crowns.
Yes.
Everything.
Right. Many crowns.
Many crowns. So we made a whole evening of it.
Right.
So we went out to dinner before, the 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way to the theater, I kind of was, something feels a little funny on one of my back teeth.
Uh-oh.
And sure enough, when I got home, I saw I chipped a crown.
Uh-huh. Uneasy lies the chipped crown.
So I have a really great dentist, and she got me in the next day. I've got a temporary right now. So that was rim shot, other crown.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Moving on.
So we are talking about, we talked about Hot Tea Day.
Uh-huh.
That was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
All of January, Hot Tea Month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And what you might find interesting is that for the past 4 or 5 years, I've been tracking 5 tea stats that come out from the Tea Association of the United States.
Right.
And of the 5 that I've been tracking, there hasn't been a lot of movement with most of them.
Right.
But there has been on one of them regarding who is a tea consumer. Emerging, I should say. And it's with Gen Zs and millennials.
Oh, those scamps.
Oh, yeah. Watch out.
Yeah.
Boomers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so with I'm going to read the 5 statistics.
Okay, here we go.
And so, again, if you look at my blogs from January 2020, January 2022, I put these out there, and I'm posting them again in this week's blog about Hot Tea Month.
Right.
So, U.S. is 3rd largest tea importer after Russia and Pakistan.
Interesting.
The same.
Okay.
On any given day, half our country's population drinks tea. Same.
Okay.
Regionally, the South and Northeast have the greatest number of tea drinkers.
Okay.
Not a big surprise.
Right.
And approximately 75 to 85% of tea consumed is iced tea. But that changed a little bit. It went down to 80%.
Okay. Movement.
All
right.
Yeah. And then there was the last statistic about that 87% of millennials drink tea.
Okay.
It's quite a bit.
Yes.
But this year, or I should say this year wrapping up, 2024, the statistic was 87+%.
Okay.
So we're not quite to 88.
Okay.
I guess we're not committing to that.
Not yet. No.
And, as a student of stats, it probably was something that's rather marginal.
Right.
But still, I think it shows that millennials are holding and they're going in the right direction.
Wow.
Love that.
Okay.
But the real shocker here is that Gen Z, they are now making their move to tea.
Okay.
And, and they're saying that it was partly due to the pandemic, an outcome of the pandemic.
Right. Okay. I get that.
A lot of things change because of that. But with so we've got the millennials, we've got Gen Z.
Right.
And World Tea News had put out kind of a nice little synopsis of what the millennials like and what Gen Z's like. Okay. And so I just kind of took a little bit and I extracted that and put that in the blog.
Okay.
So here's a little bit to let you know about millennials and Gen Z and their tea consumption habits. Okay. Very good. So millennials, they are born between 1981 and 1996.
We know a couple.
We know. Right. Yes, we do. And they prefer black and green teas for health reasons.
Okay.
They actually choose loose tea over tea bags.
Okay.
And they're willing to pay a premium for that, for good quality tea.
All right.
And they also kind of see it as a ritual, just like maybe some of the boomers do as well. Right. Gen Z, they are born between 1997 and 2012.
Right.
And they're more experimental. And they like more of the ready-to-drink, things that are convenient.
Okay.
So they would do the cold brews, matcha lattes. They prefer fruit-infused tea, so probably a little bit more on the sweeter side.
Okay.
And I'm very happy that this new market is coming.
Right.
It's been a boon to tea companies.
Yes.
It's more it's more significant than the 87 plus that I talked about earlier. This really has hit the charts. And what they're noticing, tea rooms are also seeing this go on.
Right.
They are starting to cater to the younger generations, and they're making them a little bit more casual.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah. And so with these tea rooms, there was an article in October of the magazine Food and Drink.
Okay.
And they talked about this is an international phenomenon.
Okay.
They had a tea room in Finland and England, etc. But they also highlighted this one in Austin, Texas. It's in the suburb of Austin, Texas.
Right.
And the owner, it went to gear to the Gen Zs.
Okay.
It's casual.
All right.
He says there's no dress code.
Okay.
You don't have to follow this etiquette thing. So they're not concerned about milking first or milking last.
Maybe it's a different etiquette.
I think there is an opportunity for that. Absolutely. Right. So what he says is everyone's welcome. I love that concept. Come as you are. And the menu, though, to appeal to their creativity, it is offers a variety, but he also offers green tea crepes.
Oh.
Yes. And deep fried Oreos.
I think that's all the basic food groups right there.
Well, that's why I think maybe it's not. We're not going to talk to this generation about milk in first or milk in last, but whether Oreos in milk first and how long.
Wow. Okay.
So you like Oreos. Have you dipped them in milk?
I'm an aficionado, a dévoté, if you will.
That much?
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say? Because I do have a guide for how long you should dip your Oreo in milk.
Wow.
And it's backed by science.
Somebody's actually done the work. I've said this. We live in a golden age, and that this is the mysteries of this are being unlocked by science, the scientific method. How long to dip an Oreo cookie in milk? I've always winged it, and sometimes it's too little, sometimes it's too much. It's an art, but now it's a science.
Now it is a science.
Right.
So this comes from the University of Iowa's Splash Lab.
Okay.
It's this group of academics that test different implications of quirky things.
Yeah, okay. All right.
They test, this might be interesting for you.
Yeah.
The insulation properties of a beard.
Ah, okay. All right.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
You got your winter pelt on?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So what they did was they tested how long, what's the optimum amount of time to dip your Oreo in milk?
Until it's just right. I mean, it's not very long.
No, not at all.
Because it can get soggy quickly, but you don't want to do it too quickly because then
That's it. It's this perfect balance.
Okay.
So you can dip it in for a second.
Right.
It's going to get a little bit.
Right.
About 4 seconds is maximum. It's not going to three's recommended. 3 seconds are recommended.
Wow.
Because it'll get nice coverage.
So I'm going to need to add stopwatch to my cookies and milk. Is that what we're saying here?
That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
If you want to maximize the flavor, if you go past 5 seconds,
right,
it's done. I mean, it's no more saturation.
No,
in fact, now it's just gonna.
It's ruined.
And if you want to time that out, they have shown that it really kind of falls apart after 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just lazy then.
I know. But I would say that if it's a fried Oreo, I don't know. We might have to.
The quality, the physics are different. So further research will be required. Okay.
Yes, but if you want to know more about this study, I provide a link in our blog about Hot Tea Month. Okay. So a lot of great information in that.
Okay.
Okay. So how much time have we got left?
We're about 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, great. Then I can wrap up with a couple of things.
Excellent.
So, although I told you the statistics had changed a little bit, I always recommend when I'm doing a piece about Hot Tea Month, things that you might want to do.
Okay.
Okay. I've got 5.
Well, let's have them.
All right. Visit a favorite tea room.
Okay.
Text an old friend and set up a tea date.
Reaching out.
Yes, exactly. Set a table at home with your own heirloom vintage teapots, teacups, and assorted accoutrements.
Okay. Okay. Just bring it out and look at it.
Yes, I know. Get it to see some air. Yeah. Then, number 4, make a fresh pot of loose tea and start a new book.
Oh, a new book.
A new book.
Okay.
So that's kind of a common occurrence at our house.
Yes.
But I just have closed Rock Davenport, so I got to start a new one.
Oh, man. Okay.
And try a new tea room.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Very good.
All right. And then I wanted to mention that all the things we talked about are in last week's blog or this week's blog. We've been busy blogging.
Yes.
And that another blog that will be in this week is about a space-saving item repurposing for the bathroom.
Okay. It involves tea stuff.
Cake stands.
Cake stands. Oh.
And I don't know if we want to bring the cake stand into the bathroom.
I did not see that coming.
Okay. So I do want to let everyone know that we are going to be on the road for a little bit.
Yep.
And we're hoping to connect a little bit with our remote podcasts.
Yes, okay.
And bring some exciting adventures.
Yes.
And we are also going to be, everybody knows where we're going to be Saturday night. We're going to be watching.
Oh, can you even?
Yes. Go Lions.
All right. Excellent.
So I wanted to say, I think I hear that sound.
All right.
So thank you everyone for listening, watching. Want to thank On TV Studios for, as always, letting us be here.
Yep.
My wonderful co-host, Arm Candy, Chris Gulley.
Love it.
Love it. And as we like to say here, please stay tuned.
Next.